Jumped into the Uber, Kanye's playing. Oh my God, my heart was singing. He's actually a genius. I don't know if you know that. He's so ahead of everyone in not just like on a money making, entrepreneur, design and music, right? And fashion. Not only just on that like scale as an artist, but as a human being, he is light years ahead of everyone. You get what I'm saying? Did you see that interview with academics when he dressed up as a black KKK? But did you hear what he said? Go research everything he says. It's very factual. Do you know why he was wearing the swastika? This is where people don't understand, because you got to go down the rabbit hole and you got to go like layer upon layer upon layer, like deep, right? He says that the folks that own all the record labels, they're all Jewish. They all know the big record companies, you know what I mean? So he's like, man, you guys are using music to exploit my people. You guys are using music to oppress my people, to program my people. So he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna fight back. And that's why he was like, yeah, how does that feel? Clearly, Kanye's not a racist. He was just making a statement of like, how does that feel? How does it feel when you see this? He's actually standing up for black people. Here's the reality of it. No matter who you are, go on Instagram, 50% of people will like you, 50% of people will hate you. That's just it. It's always gonna be that way, so it is what it is. Anytime that I leave the state, praise God, most people pay me between 15 and 25K to just come and speak at an event or speak somewhere. I got my own businesses back home that I operate, I've been doing that for a very, very long time. So I started there because you gotta first do it before you can tell someone to do it or teach someone to try to do it. I've been grinding and earning money for me and my mom and my family for over 30 years. Either stay in poverty or we grind ourselves out of poverty. The advantage that people don't realize with everything that's going on in the world, everybody wanted to be a digital millionaire. No, the advantage is in the trades. The advantage is being a real estate investor, plumbing, roofing, flooring. I promise you do that correctly, that within the first 3 years, you'll already be producing multiple six figures for yourself. YouTube and the content creation, it's possible, but it's a long shot. It could take years and years and years because everybody wants to do it. Look at my Mexicans over there mowing the lawn in the orange shirts, the bright orange shirts. They help a lot of people in the trades. Landscapers, roofers, plumbers, construction, development, investors. I'm teaching them how to scale their business, how to systemize their business. That's what today's talk is about.
Or like some people, they love to ask for money. Oh, I cut those.
Oh my God.
I'm like, whatever you're going through, just deal with it.
They enjoy asking for money? Like that's their game?
Yep.
What? Is that a real thing? Who can I ask for money today? Right? Like, what? Let me hit up, what's his name? I'm gonna get 100 here. I'm gonna get 50 there. Shoot, I might have $1,000 day today. You know 1,000 people and each one gives you $20. How much money do you have? You got 20 racks. Hola, buenos días. ¿Cómo estamos? ¿Todo bien? Muy bien. Muy bien, muy bien. Hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo está? Hola, 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 hola. Dios le bendiga. Hola. Hi, hola.
Bienvenido, Pamela.
Gracias, Carlos. Muy bien, muy bien. This is the first time I ever, I just learned about these last week. Yeah.
It's always been into fashion.
I can tell. You and your wife dress amazing. You can pull it off too, bro. My wardrobe for years now has been very simple. It's like, every blazer you see is like Boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They sponsored me. They always took care of me. They sponsored my events.
All right, guys, so we're gonna bring on Mr. Carlos Reyes. Things to learn, and he's gonna teach us how to scale, become better leaders, become better people. Because like I said, he's in private equity, so he looks at these numbers every day from other companies that he wants to invest in. So we're gonna bring on Mr. Carlos Reyes. Again, thank you for coming. He's an immigrant like us, he's born in Mexico. His kids are first-generation Americans, and great guy. I had dinner with him. Charming man, faithful, strong, and wise. Let's get it, man.
All right, I think the other thing that I would love for all of us to accomplish here today is that you walk out of here with a higher sense of purpose. It's like, why do we do what we do every single day? Who do we do it for? Because most people, let's be honest, right? Most people couldn't do what you guys do, what we do every single day. They would have quit, threw in the towel early in the journey, yes? Oh man, this month was tough. And then it's like, oh man, we're stuck here. What do we got to do? Oh, let's make some hires. Let's bring in, some more, let's expand our supply inventory. Let's throw some marketing out there, right? And then it's like, okay, we're back up. We're on top of the world again. And then what happens? Most businesses for the first 0 to 3 years experience this very consistently. You know what that's called? Survival. How many of you feel that you're in survival now in your business? Every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year. How many of you feel like you're in survival? You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. Great month, bad month. Great year, bad year. How many of you feel that way? Oh, we got some honest people in the room. I think most of us, especially in the blue collar space, right? We're great technicians. We're great roofers. We're great plumbers. We're great landscapers. But guess what? Just because we're great technicians doesn't mean we're great business owners. You guys understand that? Just like you had to learn the trade and be really good at what you do, guess what? Now you got to learn how to be a business owner. It's a whole different world. Let me give you some of the top reasons why 43 companies out of the 61 companies in here will not survive the first 10 years. Premium Flooring, you can look him up. He came to us for help in January. I had told him to quit real estate wholesaling and go all in on flooring. He was having a tough time with the wholesaling side. So I was like, dude, why don't we just go all in over here? That month that he came to us was late January. That month, he only did about $20,000 gross sales. February, it's a transition month. We're helping him set everything up. Systems, processes, we're going in there and we're helping him adjust everything and, track all his KPIs, come up with sales scripts, boom, 30 grand gross sales. March comes around, the guy did $150,000. Remember, 20, 30, 150. When you go to the gym, do you get a return? Yeah, you do. You get a return physically. You get a return on your health. You get a return on your mental state. Now, when it comes to your business, you should be taking a look at what your return on time looks like with the scope of work that you're doing. You got to build to scale and you got to scale to exit. You got to start with the end in mind. What do I want to do? Do I want to have this company for 30 years or do I want to just cash out? I got a buddy in California. Who's ever heard of a guy named Ismael? $106 million exit? 6 years? 6 years, $106 million sold to a private equity company named Wrench. In 2005, my mom became a drug addict. When I graduated high school in '02, I think she got really lonely and she had time to think and she had time to process all the pain and all the trauma that she had been through in her life, raising her kids alone, having multiple jobs. Her neighbor, a guy named Jose, hey, you want to try this? This might help your pain. I know you're going through some stuff. Here you go. He was being a good friend, right? That was actually the toughest part of my life. Everything else, like, poverty, coming here illegally, watching my back because I'm illegal, like all that stuff, that was a lot of fear, but her getting into drugs broke my heart. Here we go. Ready? Leadership. Oof. That one's tough. Do you set the example? Are you professional? Are you empathetic? Are you empowering? Do you celebrate and praise in public? Do you reprimand in private? Are you graceful? See, leadership. This is what leadership is. Professionalism. It's like, what do you want for your people? I want to get a new car. What do we got to do to get you a new car? Okay, let's reverse engineer that. We're going to have to do this many roofs.
Carlos, how did it go? What do you think about, us doing this as a supplier to our contractors?
More companies like your company should be hosting more of these type of events. What it tells me is that you truly care about your clients and you truly care about your community. I've seen, so there's a gentleman out there in Cali. I've done a couple of these, but never in a roofing supply store, which I absolutely love, right? So I was in Cali and there's a guy named Christian who owns 9 licensing schools. And he brought me in about a month and a half ago to, same thing, to teach business to all the people that were getting licensed through his school. So what does that tell you, right? To me, it tells me that you and Daniela really do care about the people you're serving and the community that you're building. Not a lot of people are willing to do that, man. They're not willing to invest the time, the money, the energy, the staff, everything, right? That it takes to put something like this together. And I'll tell you what, every person that showed up today, I believe they're gonna remember this for a very long time. And you guys are building your brand, you're building your personal brand, you're building your business brands. And one thing that I will always say when it comes to building a brand is sometimes people don't even remember what you taught them, but they always remember how you made them feel. And today, a lot of people felt really, really good about being here. So, big props to you both. I got a lot of Spanish blood. I got a lot of Spanish blood in me, praise God, right? But my biggest hardship, there's so many of them, right? Starting with the fact that I had to try to get here from Mexico. That was hard. I had to risk my life to get here. That alone, a lot of people don't understand what that amount of risk takes. And I believe that me being an immigrant, that's what's helped me be such a risk taker, because my tolerance for risk is so high. I think I was telling my man, Will, right? I was telling you, I'm a grower, right? I'm a grower. I'm not a preserver. I'm a visionary. I'm a grower, and I have a very high tolerance for risk because when you come from where I come from, like, I'm just like, this is all just a bonus to me. You know what I mean? Like, think about it, right? If I lost it all, I'll never be as poor as I was, in my early years of life, right? So to me, getting here was hard enough, but I'll tell you something else that like was really, really difficult for me. Living in the shadows, having to constantly watch my back, going to school. It's like, is this the day they find out I'm illegal? Is this the day that they get me? Is this the day, that they catch me driving without papers and I get deported? You know what I mean? Like, I had to walk a really, really straight line for a very long time. I had one of your clients come ask me some very tough questions about, what my perspective was about the current sitting president. And I say, hey, brother, number one, I don't follow any man blindly besides Christ, period. So we are not always going to agree with every policy, every position, every perspective, every ideology of any sitting president, right? I said, we got to focus on our world. We got to focus on what we're doing. And that's like, let's be honest here, right? You're an immigrant. Okay, I'm an immigrant. I knew what I signed up for when I came here illegally. I knew what I signed up for. Where's this sense of entitlement that all of a sudden is like expanding in the immigrant community? Like, oh, well, they're gonna deport us. You knew what you signed up for. I knew what I signed up for when I came here illegally. What does the news want? Fear. We're constantly being like propagated to live in fear, because fear sells, right? Fear attaches you to the tube, to the right. So what I'm saying is, I said, hey, brother, stop listening to the radio and and what people are saying. I said, go to the ICE website and just look at the total apprehensions and go look at the total deportations, and then look at those real numbers and compare those numbers to previous presidents. And you're going to realize that by the time that this sitting president's entire 4-year term is over, he might have deported 1 to 4 million people, which is still less than the previous 2 sitting presidents. So I want my people to focus on stats, data. You know what I mean? Not this. You get what I'm saying? Right? So that's what I told him. And you know what? And I said, brother, keep doing what you're doing. Keep. I said, listen, the white man is not our enemy. Okay? I said, ignorance is our enemy. Think about it. For the Latino and for the Mexican American, right? It's not the white man. It's not the white man or the Asian man. It's ignorance. Ignorance is our enemy. I said, brother, continue to develop yourself on a personal level and continue to improve and increase your business acumen, and you'll be okay. You'll be okay, So that's what I told him to concentrate and focus on, not the distraction and the noise and the fear mongering that's out there. En tu tienda, ¿hay estándares? ¿A qué horas abres? 6:25? Ok. ¿A qué horas llegas? Ok, wait. Abres a las 6:30 y llegas a las 6:25. Bueno, es rápida. Si tú eres la que estás abriendo, me gusta que llegues 30 minutos antes para organizar todo y tener todo listo. A las 6:30, ¡pum! Aunque no haya cliente. Oye, un choque y ya la tienda no se abre. O tienes que ir al baño y la tienda no se abre. Uno tiene que prepararse. Si uno falla a prepararse, ¿verdad? Entonces estás preparando a fallar. ¿Hay paz en el trabajo? ¿Cómo está el ambiente? Tóxico. En veces estamos en el trabajo más que estamos en nuestras propias casas. ¿Queremos paz o queremos negatividad? Porque ¿sabes qué es lo peor en una organización? Una persona que es negativa, una persona que es mitotera, una persona que es metiche, es un cáncer. ¿Y sabes qué pasa con los cánceres? Mira, aquí está una persona. Mira. Y luego hay otra gente que está trabajando, está feliz y quiere hacer un buen trabajo, ¿verdad? Mira. Ay, sí, un buen trabajo. Mira, toda esta gente está muy feliz. Tienen mucha gratitud por tener trabajo, tienen gratitud, quieren desarrollarse, quieren crecer en el negocio. Esta persona, ay, viste a los dueños, agarraron otro carro. ¿Viste los pantalones que trae el Pablo? Wow. ¿Cuánto gastó por esos pantalones? No, hombre, podía pagar todos mis biles con ese par de pantalón. Y luego, ¿sabes qué? Sí, es cierto. Todo pasa a como Dios tiene sus planes. Me llamaban mojado, me esforzó a aprender inglés rápidamente y cuando nos fuimos para México éramos muy pobres y mi madre estaba limpiando los hoteles en San Carlos, México, y ella nomás ganaba $30 a la semana y porque yo sabía un poco de inglés, yo le ayudaba a la gente güera, estaba ganando de $10 a $12 al día. Así que a los 10 años, en 1994, yo ya estaba ganando más dinero que cualquier otra persona en mi casa, en mi familia. Si te das cuenta cómo todo pasa, todo fue plan de Dios. Las cosas están pasando por nosotros, para nuestro favor. ¿Te está pasando esto? No, esto está pasando en tu favor, nomás que todavía no lo reconoces, no lo sabemos. El tiempo te va a confirmar eso. Nosotros como líderes y como dueños de la compañía tenemos que desarrollar a ustedes y ustedes van a desarrollar la compañía. Tienen que ser el ejemplo para toda la otra gente, cada aspecto, mentalmente, espiritualmente, emocionalmente, porque una cosa es decir, haz esto o haz lo que yo digo, no como yo hago. Nosotros tenemos que honrar nuestras posiciones y tenemos que honrar la compañía. ¿Sabes qué pasa cuando uno sube la compañía? Todos subimos. En Guaymas, Sonora, mi tata, con sus propias manos, la casa que vivíamos, él la hizo. Era plywood y lámina. Cuando llueve, escuchas cada gota que viene. No había electricidad. La agua la agarramos de la pipa que venía para arriba, para el cerro, y la electricidad eran lámparas de gas, butane. ¿Sabes cómo hacíamos en el baño? Mi tata hizo un excusado atrás de la casa. ¿Sabes cómo lavamos la ropa? En un lavadero atrás de la casa. Tengo mucha gratitud sobre todo lo que tengo, todo lo que hago, todo el resto de mi vida con el favor de Dios es un bonus. ¿Quién creció en ese tipo de pobreza? Por eso le estoy diciendo de la perspectiva. Perspective. That's a wrap. Carlos Reyes, Preferred Roofing Supply, Empresarios, All in Nation, Atlanta, Georgia. Catch you soon.